Deputy Chief Shabu Philippos, last name is spelled P-H-I-L-I-P-O-S-E. On Saturday night, February 10th, at approximately 11 p.m., our communications center received multiple calls for several vehicles doing donuts and blocking the roadway at New Hampshire Avenue and East-West Highway. That intersection is also known as Ethan Allen Avenue or 410. The first officer arrived on scene simultaneously to these calls for service and encountered a large crowd at the intersection. He requested additional officers. As Takoma Park cruisers attempted to reach the intersections, their vehicles were overwhelmed by hostile spectators who began pounding and pushing on their vehicles. One subject was seen brandishing a handgun in his waistband. He was described as a Hispanic male, 5'5", wearing a black t-shirt and gray pants. As you can imagine, this was an overwhelming situation, but our brave officers acted with professionalism and showed great restraint. They requested emergency assistance from our neighboring jurisdictions, and several officers from both Prince George's County and Montgomery County Police Department responded. I want to personally thank the men and women of both Prince George's County and Montgomery County Police for their assistance. As additional units began arriving, the crowd began to disperse, with a majority heading south on New Hampshire Avenue. Metropolitan Police was notified. At approximately 11:25 p.m., the intersection was open to traffic. Although no arrests were made or citations issued, this is an active investigation, and our detectives are working with our partners to identify the individuals involved in this incident on Saturday and to charge them appropriately. I want to point out that this is not unique to our jurisdiction, and we are working with law enforcement partners and legislators to change the laws. There are two bills that have been proposed. We are in support of House Bill 601, addressing street racing and exhibition driving, and House Bill 212, which addresses the noise created by these vehicles and events. We believe these bills will improve our ability to curb this behavior. The activity of taking over intersections and doing donuts is reckless and illegal. It violates several of Maryland's current traffic laws and endangers the lives of the participants, spectators, and innocent people. It impacts the safety of our entire community. Excuse me one second. We're aware that these activities have roots in social media, and we're aware of videos that are being posted online of this incident and others. We do request the public's help in identifying these individuals and bringing this dangerous activity to a stop. Please call 301-270-1100 with any information that you may have. Once again, the number is 301-270-1100. You can also text tips to 847-411. I'll repeat that again. You can text tips to 847-411, and you may remain anonymous. I'll take a few questions if there are any.
Chief, some people online commenting about the videos saying, oh my gosh, this is happening all over, and nothing's ever done to stop it. What do you say to those who maybe get caught up in this, or like, if we know about it, how do you try to get ahead of it so it doesn't happen and then have to break it up?
Right. So our investigators are actively working on this case, as I'm sure other jurisdictions are working on the incidents that happen in their jurisdiction. Most of these incidents occur as a phenomenon on social media, right? The individuals are invited on social media. They go to these different intersections based on social media posts, and our investigators are working to get ahead of that by monitoring social media posts and trying to infiltrate it as best as we can. But these things happen very rapidly. As you can tell, this incident started transpiring by 11 o'clock, and by 11:20, the intersection was cleared, just about. So these vehicles, these individuals come together very rapidly, and they disperse very rapidly. Now, that same evening, there were other reports of the similar incidents occurring in Greenbelt City and in Prince George's County. Now, I'm not 100% sure that these are the same individuals or if these were different groups of people, but My best guess is these are groups that migrate. As soon as it's dispersed in one area, they regroup at another area.
Can you talk about the protocol that goes into place when you all do get a call about this?
Sure. So our primary goal is to protect our residents and protect our officers and open our roadways for traffic. So in this particular incident, our primary focus was to stop this event, open up traffic, and make sure that our residents, our officers, and our property was all safe and sound. And in this particular case, we didn't have any reports of any damaged property. All our officers were safe, and we didn't have any reports of any injured citizens.
There's a video though, like appears to be like a fire engine getting kind of caught up in this. Is there also a concern that there's an emergency, vehicles can't get through?
Yes, I mean, that's a huge issue. That particular incident didn't happen in Takoma Park, but it happened, I believe, in Prince George's County on Landover Road. These incidents have a wide range of impacts. It impacts the businesses that are there. It impacts people who are trying to go to the hospital, maybe trying to go to their jobs, wherever they might be going. It impacts the ability of first responders to get to scenes of emergencies. So it's a very serious issue that we're dealing with, and we need to bring a stop to it.
When you say that you believe that this is happening on social media, is that where this crowd, and there's dozens and dozens of people were gathering, ready to see this very quick event happening? So is it truly an invitation to viewers, and what do you want people who are seeing posts and thinking about coming out to watch events like this? What do you want them to know?
This is a very dangerous activity. If you Google some of these meetups, you'll see that several people are injured or seriously hurt from these activities. There's property damage. Vehicles can easily go out of control at any time. So if you're a person who's not particularly participating in it, but you're a spectator, know that you're putting yourself in danger when you come out to these events, and you're adding to the problem.
And can you elaborate on officers activating emergency equipment that exacerbated the situation? Can you clarify what you mean by that?
So when our officers arrived on scene, they activated their lights and their sirens to disperse the crowd. The premise behind that is maybe the noise of the siren would irritate the people that are around the vehicles and move away. But it didn't happen. It only seemed to agitate the crowd. So we have to be careful when we are overwhelmed with people or crowds in the actions that we take. We want to be able to solve the situation and not exasperate it.
One other thing I figured, Chief, is I know some people were killed in the event. I don't know, watching it, right?
Yes, right.
That's a potential anytime people do this, right?
Anytime people do this and act reckless, that's a potential danger. Now, in Accokeek, that was a street race. Here at this intersection, they were doing they call it exhibition driving, where they were doing donuts in the intersection. So either case, whether it's a street racing or what they're doing donuts in the intersection, they're both reckless behavior that puts citizens, spectators, and even themselves in harm's way. All right? All right. Thank you very much for being here. Yep.